Welcome back, trainers. So we're going to be taking a look at some more Nightmare Cup battles, this time going up against Jimmabanks. I will have his YouTube channel in the description so you can go ahead and check him out yourself. So starting off the first match, he was going in there with the Alolan Raticate, and I was starting off with Toxicroak. Very good position, but he is switching into that Alolan Raichu. We will be shielding this up because Thunder Punch, Wild Charge, they're both going to be doing a lot of damage to me. And I want to preserve a little bit more health, but at this point I was hoping I would be able to get to that Mud Bomb, but unfortunately not. So we're just going to let the Toxicroak go down. We don't want to burn all of our shields, and here's where I made a mistake. I did not have to shield that Thunder Punch up whatsoever, but that's okay. But now we're down a shield because of it. I'm going to have to switch from that Poliwrath going in there with the Xatu. Then he's going to be switching out into a Skunk Tank. We can hit it up with neutral damage with Aerial Ace, looking okay. It is down a lot of health there, so we have no more shields. Crunch is going to take us out pretty quick, one shot there, so not looking great. Thought I'd be able to take him out with my quick move, and let's see what happens here. Hits me up with Crunch, not doing too much damage. I have quite a bit of energy built up here to go up against that Poliwrath, so I'll be hitting it up with one, and it's just not enough. And yeah, it does a good amount of damage, but that Poliwrath is going to finish me off. That was a very good game. So what we're going to do here as well is we're going to do 5 Twilights and then 5 Kingdom Cups to see who can win the most matches out of those rounds there. Starting off the next match, he's going in with Poliwrath and going in with Drapion. So, not too great. He does have Mudshot, I do believe on that. Just going to be a Legacy, doing super effective to that Drapion there. So I'll be switching into my Xatu, letting that attack go through. He does hit me with Ice Punch, almost taking me out. That Xatu is just always taking the brute force, unfortunately. Just the wrong shielding at the wrong time, or just not the right predictions. Down goes that Poliwrath there. We do have a little bit of health, and it's just enough to get off that ominous win onto that Alolan Raichu for super effective damage. And at this point, we're looking okay, but not safe quite yet. So let's see what's going to happen here. So we do hit it up with Aqua Tail. He does let it go through. He does have a shield left. Drapion versus Drapion here. And Bite is also going to be fantastic. I did switch it up, so we're going to give that a shot as well in the future. But for now, that Aqua Tail is going through, and I do have my Aqua Tail as well. And this is kind of pretty much what you're going to want to do if you have a mirror match here. We both do have one shield left, but I still have a full Pokemon. I will be shielding that up, super effective or not, or even resisted there. Just want to make sure. But he does take me out with a surprise Sludge Bomb. Did you see that? I was not expecting that. Props to you for that. But we're going into the third match here. So starting off with Hitmonchan, he had the Alolan Raichu. I make the switch into Xatu. He goes in there with the Spiritomb. So we're just going to go ahead and do Aerial Ace. He does burn a shield there, which is great. We were not able to get off another charge, unfortunately. And now take a look here. If you're going to go into these battles with Spiritomb and think you're going to get off as much ominous wins as you can, this is a fantastic situation to do a little comparison. So let's see how many he gets off. That's 2. He still hasn't gotten that buff yet, and I'm not going to use my charges, okay? So this is a great situation for the Alolan Raichu. Going to be a fantastic counter to go up against Spiritomb because, well, it just can't do much to you. So I do have a lot of stored energy. We're going to go ahead and go with that Crunch. Super effective to that Alolan Raichu. He has no more shields left, so we're going to go ahead and hit up that Crunch yet again. Getting through and taking it out. In comes the Poliwrath. We're going to be switching if we can switch. Come on. There we go. Into Hitmonchan. And we're just going to go for Power Up Punch because Fire Punch is not going to be very effective because it is going to be part water. And the thing about Power Up Punch, if you can afford it, do not shield the first one, and the second one and third one are where you're going to want to shield up if you have to use 2 shields like that in a row. But you shouldn't really shield up the first one. So down goes Hitmonchan. In comes the Alolan Raticate with that Crunch ready to go, taking out that Poliwrath. And that is going to be a great game there. On to the next match here. And we are going to be starting off with Toxicroak. He's going in with the Alolan Raichu. This is an okay situation. It's not the best. If they do have Psychic, you'll be getting one-shotted. And on the other hand, Volt Switch is still going to be almost taking you out one shot as well. Thunder Punch doesn't take much energy and does a lot of damage. But we do have that Mud Bomb, but it will be able to get off that Thunder Punch a lot quicker. Well, not a lot, just pretty much a split second faster. And that makes all the difference here. So I will be taking him out because he did burn a shield. I did use 2. That's pretty much why I'm up at this point. He's retreating that Poliwrath, taking super effective damage from Razor Leaf and bringing in Spiritomb and going up against Shiftry. It's not going to be looking too hot for you because Shiftry resists all of the moves on Spiritomb. He does come back in here with the Poliwrath. We have no more shields. We're taking super effective damage from fighting types. as well as dishing out that super effective to that water type, fighting type Pokemon. In comes Toxicroak and finishes it off there. Very nice. On to the next match here. So it's 2-2. This is the final round for the Nightmare Cup. Then we're going to go into the Kingdom Cup. So I do switch out the Alolan Muck because I was taking super effective from that quick move, going in with the Xatu. He does hit me up with that Ice Punch, doing quite a bit of damage. He's going to be doing it again. I will shield it so we can get off that charge move and take that Poliwrath out. He does have 2 shields at this point, and I'm down 1. So I need to play my cards right, or else I will lose this here possibly. In comes that Skuntank, and it does take us out with that quick move there. In comes the Alolan Muck. We're looking pretty okay because everything that Skuntank is going to be doing other than Flamethrower is not going to be doing too much damage to me. And we're just going to play this out and see what we can do here. We're going to go ahead and go for Acid Spray because I had a feeling he was going to shield. Might as well lower that defense and possibly get off one more. Unfortunately, I was not able to. In comes Shiftery. See what we have going on here. It's going to be doing not very effective damage with that Crunch. And that's another thing to note. You may want Flamethrower on your Skuntank for coverage here. We will be shielding it up because we do have one left and taking them out with that Leaf Blade. And there we go. And that's going to be a good game. Nice. Now moving on to the Kingdom Cup. I'm going to be starting it off with Lapras. He's going in there with the Altaria. Alright, so we've seen this many times before, and it doesn't play out too well for the Lapras if it does have Water Gun, especially if you do not shield. He does decide to retreat with a bit of energy stored up on that Altaria, and going in there with Lucario, I will be bringing in my Altaria itself, seeing that that's a pretty good situation, and he is locked in there. We will be able to hit it up with pretty good amount of damage using that Sky Attack. So if you've yet to go to your Kingdom Cups, that is going to be a fantastic counter. It's going to be Altaria, although you better watch out for that Shadow Ball because it will do a good amount of damage to you. Down goes Lucario with Dragon Breath. We do have a Sky Attack ready to go, and it's doing good amount of damage. She's letting it go through. Very nice. We're both down 1 shield. I do have that Lapras with stored energy here. We'll be getting off a Surf and able to get off another one here will be enough to take him out. Not quite, because it will be resisting water. Do have 1 Pokemon left, and that's going to be Marowak, and it's not looking too hot. Do shield that up because I need to preserve all of my health. I don't know what I was doing here. I think I just wanted to finish it off and possibly get enough energy for the next one. And what are we going to do? We're going to go for that Shadow Ball right on time. Wow, so I did the right play. So basically, I just wanted to take it out before I was able to do another Sky Attack. And then I was luckily able to get to that Shadow Ball first before his was able to get to it. So looking fantastic. So we're starting it off with the Alolan Marowak, switching it up to Altaria with his Altaria out there. He was entering with it yet again. And we're just going to play it the best we can from here because we do not have a great counter at this point, just the Altaria itself. Letting that Sky Attack go through because it doesn't have much health left. I will be able to finish it off. And he is retreating with stored energy, bringing in Lucario. Super effective damage. If I get that Surf connection, it will be taking off a good amount of health on it. But he does block up. I will be blocking this, hoping and thinking I can get that Surf. And I do, thank goodness. See what we can do. And it does go through and takes out his Lucario because he has no more shields left. In comes Altaria and finishes off my Lapras. And then in comes the Marowak here. And Sky Attack takes it quite nice. And what are we going to do? Oh, take him out and get off that Shadow Ball. What can we do? Is it going to be enough? Not quite. And he's taking the win there this time with his Marowak. So that was a good game. So it's 1-1. And let's keep it going here. Starting it off with Lucario. He's going in there with the Altaria. Now, what can we do? We're going to trick him up and make him burn a shield. Or are we going to just go straight to that Shadow Ball? How about we just store the energy and switch into my Mawile. That's going to be a direct counter to Altaria being Fairy and Steel type, both of those resisting Dragon, but he does bring in the Bastiodon. Now this was kind of an experiment. Every time I use the Mawile, it's not the best situation for me. You can play it right at times, but if they do switch like this, it's no good. It's best to switch into Mawile if they did switch into their Altaria and they were locked in there. So I am able to bring in my Lucario at this point because the Mawile is down there. We do have stored energy going straight for Shadow Ball. And he will be using a shield there. So now we're both down a shield. Can I get to that Power Punch? Not quite. Alright, so we do have the Kingdra. Not the best choice yet again, especially with a Mawile combination on there. they can complement each other, but they both are not doing great. Mawil's Bite is doing a lot of damage, and so is Kingdra's Quick Move, but the thing is, Kingdra doesn't charge energy quite well. So yeah, good game there. Moving on to the next, I'm going with Skarmory, seeing that the pattern was Altaria entry every time. So I was thinking, okay, I can go hard counter, I can go just, you know, I wouldn't say Skarmory's a hard counter, it's like a soft counter, but it will be able to win. So we're going to just let him hit up with that Sky Attack, and we're just holding on barely because we've seen these plays before and it can take it. He decides to not use a shield either. Skarmory's just going to basically scout out for us. Now we can just pick and choose what we want. We're going to go in there with Altaria, and if he decides to switch, he's locked, and we can bring in our Lapras for whatever counter he has. We will be shielding that up. Good prediction there on that Shadow Ball. He will be shielding up that Sky Attack. And we're just going to finish it off with Dragon Breath. I wanted to save my energy at this point. I didn't know if a Shadow Ball was coming, so that's why I used my shield. And another Power-Up Punch, but that's okay. We can take it, being that Flying type there. In comes the Marowak. We'll be going for that Sky Attack, of course. And can we get another one? Yes, we can. Let's see what we can do. And it's not going to be enough, but that's all right. We still have a Pokemon in the back here, so we're just going to go ahead and let that go down. And in comes the Lapras. Super effective Water Gun. And Bone Club's not doing much, and that's going to be another good game there. Moving on to the next one here. All right, starting it off with Lucario yet again. He's going in there with the Altaria. So yeah, just like last time, I will be switching, storing up that energy, going in with Altaria. Almost like the same play from the last game here. So we're just going to keep going on and get off that Sky Attack and hope he uses a shield, which he does, which is perfect. We don't want him to store up those shields to the very end, because that's a lot of times people could take the win like that if they know exactly what is going to go on in the opponent's Pokemon too, to some degree. And going in there with the Lapras, super effective Water Gun. He switches immediately. We're going to go ahead and go for that Surf, seeing that it's still going to be doing quite a bit of damage, and or use a shield up here. So with that said, trainers, this is going to be the end of the video. Hope you enjoy it. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. And like I said in the beginning, I will have his YouTube channel in the description, so you can go ahead and check him out. Some good stuff over there, and even give him a follow over on Twitter. Thank you for watching, trainers, and I'll catch you all next time.